The following program is a real estate and mortgage show and does not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of Reality Radio 101, its advertisers and sponsors, or its listening audience. Listener discretion is advised. Good evening and welcome to Your Home, Your Money with your hosts Randy and Jackie Rodney right here on Reality Radio 101. To get on board right now, send us an email. Our email address is yourhomeyourmoney101@gmail.com. And now, ladies and gentlemen, right to your hosts of Your Home, Your Money, Randy and Jackie Rodney.
Hello, y'all.
Hey, everyone. We're back. We're so sorry that we have been off the air. I guess I'll talk a teeny tiny bit about it, Randy.
I guess so.
So a lot of people over the last maybe couple of months have been, having some fun. We all have at Randy's expense, me included, with how, are you drunk? Are you smoking? What's going on with you? What's Randy? So Randy became very ill, ended up in emergency 3 times, ended up in ICU, and he was in a diabetic ketosis or whatever.
Ketosis.
No, it's not keto, it's something longer than that, Randy Rodney.
Ketosis.
Anyways, and he had a problem with his prostate. So he was in hospital for almost a week, really weak, not really, up around doing much, but he got out of hospital 4 or 5 days ago, and he's been sleeping a lot, and he's feeling a lot better, but we did have to cancel our trip to Barbados, so we're here in the sun here, not by the sea. So thanks, Randy, for that. And but he's doing a lot better. So we didn't just kind of skip out on you guys and, decide we just weren't going to do the show for a while. But yeah, all good now. He's on the mend. And he's still probably a little lethargic, slow with his speech. He's still recovering, but he's still here.
Well,
So for all you guys that, have been wondering what's happened and emailing us, I'm so sorry. I haven't checked the emails. I really haven't done anything between, keeping up with work and this guy. So, but we're back now.
yep, we are back.
We are back and flying high.
So a couple of interesting stats.
What's the stats? What stats?
Men that have sex between 4 and 7 times a month are, I believe it's 400% more likely to have prostate issues.
I
Okay,
concur.
The
Okay,
men
but
who
hold
have
on.
it more,
Is that the only problem? Is that the only thing that caused it?
well,
I think our neighbor who has a prostate problem definitely does not have a problem in the sex area from what he says. So why does he have prostate problems?
so
He a player. He all over the place with everybody all the time.
you're assuming things. It's because he talks this game, right?
Yes.
Yes, but nonetheless, I'm married. I shouldn't be having any prostate problems. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
If your wife could stay home and just take care of the house, if she didn't have to take care of the house, take care of you, make sure you have food, make sure you take your medication, then go to work as well and, deal with all the real estate on the road all the time. She might have energy for some sexual activities, but that's not the case. So what are you going to do to help your wife have energy to help you?
There's all
Let's
kinds
put it
of-
back on you, buddy.
That's fine. There's all kinds of
And-
excuses. We can come up with a
And
bunch
when you
more.
find out 3 years ago that you have a problem and you have maybe 5-6 months of medication that's, given to you on repeats, and then you finish it and then you decide all on your own, because you went to school to be a doctor, that you're good now, I don't have any problems, I don't need to go back and be checked, so you don't do anything, and then you don't take your medication for your diabetes half the time, but that's because I cooked too much food that he shouldn't be eating, not because he didn't take his pills and he's not, trying to be taking care of himself. No, it's all on the wife.
Okay, so she's understanding it well.
So I'm not quite sure where to go with that.
Were you being sarcastic?
Oh,
or-
no, I wasn't.
No, okay, so you are right. It is all on the wife.
You've known for 3 years that you
It's-
had an issue and
it's
did
not-
nothing about it.
It's not like I can
No,
go anywhere
no,
else and
no,
have the prostate.
No, no. You knew for 3 years you have a problem and you ignored it. The same as never did his blood work for his diabetes. Every time I said to you, oh, you gotta go, you gotta go. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm scared of needles. I can't do it. Help.
Being
So this is what
sarcastic again?
happens. You did this to yourself. Do not put it on me.
I'm not putting it on you. I'm just stating some facts.
And I just stated some really well-known facts as well.
No, that was your excuses.
No, that was not.
Sounds
was
like,
not it.
Sounds like excuses.
I'm looking right
Go
now.
ahead. Yep.
Linked to hormonal changes, linked to the aging process. Your testosterone levels may be decreasing as you get older. None of this has an issue, right?
It's a proven fact.
Genetics, which we don't even know. Did your father even have a penis? Lifestyle factors. Oh no, if you have diabetes, there's a more chance, I didn't know that, to have a problem with your prostate. Should I keep going on?
You knock yourself out, man. I mean it. Knock yourself out.
I think I proved my point.
I'm
I'm feeling pretty good about all that.
I'm gonna leave you alone. Obviously, I've touched a nerve.
Yes, you have. Because I don't know what I'm getting out of this relationship. But a lot of extra work and an extra child that needs more care than my own actual children that I gave birth to.
How come, how come
No,
all
you
women-
walked into this
all
one.
women say that, eh? Oh, yeah, my husband's like an extra child.
You are. You are, Randy. If I don't give you food, you don't eat. Oh, but if I give you food, but it's not warm on the plate cut up, you don't eat. If I don't hand you your pills with cold water, you don't take them. I don't know what I call that. I have to do your laundry. I have to do everything for you. So I don't know. What do you call that?
I would call that exaggeration.
Am I your mama? Am I your mama?
I would call that exaggeration.
Because that's what
The
I've been
truth of the
doing.
matter
I've
is-
been playing mama, not wife. So sorry about your prostate.
All right,
I think that was pretty well said, folks.
I'm just gonna.
Craig, you're going to be
I'm
quiet.
just gonna leave it alone.
Craig says, listening to you tonight, I'm glad that Randy is doing much better. Get well. Well, he was until he started to say that is his wife's problem. Craig, he's not going to be doing better after that.
I thought it was funny, but yeah, it didn't work out that well.
Mary says, Randy, take your meds, be well, and do the right thing, Randy. Eric, Jackie, when Randy gets well, oh no, I'm not repeating this. Something with his brains, I don't know, I think he said hit him in the head and knock his brains out or something. That's kind of what Eric's saying, yeah. Yeah. That's my
so-
little spiel.
So they really haven't heard much about the real estate market in a little while because we've sort of been away, and the July market has hit us and has passed. And really, what's happening with the July market, I will tell you, in terms of activity, it was good, It was a very good July for activity for homeowners that had their homes on the market and weren't able to sell it. It's because your value is just not there. And right now, value is very important for homeowners who think that their home is worth more because they have pink shag carpet instead of hardwood floor, and they hate hardwood floors. And that's why this pink shag carpet is worth so much more, and people are going to
Hey,
buy their
it's
house
an icon.
because of that. They do not in any way understand the market, and probably if they have a professional realtor that understands the marketplace, which I'm probably hoping that they do, the agent has educated them as to what's going on in the marketplace.
And why you're not selling.
And why. And I can tell you, I know of someone who's in a situation who a condo in their building during the spring market sold as 300 square feet bigger, 30% bigger than theirs, sold for a price that's about $30,000 less than what they're listed for. And remember, that's a bigger condo, 30% bigger, and this couple believes that theirs is worth more. And when you're that disjointed from the marketplace,
You can't sell.
the problem is that you're just going to sit. So what happens is, at one point, if they were to have acted quickly, they could have sold, another 20% higher than where they're at right now.
Well, they did have that option and didn't do it.
And fought the marketplace, and then the marketplace has done nothing but decline since then. And what's going to happen to the marketplace from now until next year this time? It's going to go down further. And so for all you sellers that are trying to sell right now on the Toronto Real Estate Board, there are 30,000, a little over 30,000, 30,215 active listings, and there's only going to be 6,000 sales. So that's basically 1 in 5. 1 in 5 homes are going to sell. And let me just say that to you again. There are 30,000 listings, over 30,000
As of
listings
July?
For July on the market. And only 6,000 sold.
Wow.
That means there's like 24,000 that are not going to sell. And so if you are not making a conscious effort to get noticed and become good value for buyers, then your property is not going to sell. And it's best that you just put your dreams on hold and wait for the market to get to a state where you feel comfortable competing in that marketplace. Because right now there's going to be 24,000 people who just are kind of wasting their own time. But that's on the seller side. On the buyer side, honestly, it is a pretty good time. And why? Buyers are going around doing lowball offers everywhere. And guess what's happening? Half of them, or 3/4 of their offers, are being rejected, and those homes, they're still on the market today. And the ones that are accepting and moving and negotiating and working with the buyers that are looking for the good deals, those ones are selling, and the buyers are getting good deals. So the market has shifted. You remember before when buyers had no choice? Buyers had no chance. If they wanted to buy a home, they had to be prepared to pay $100,000 or more over, and still maybe not even get the home. And that was just the way it was. It was a crapshoot for buyers to be able to buy a home. It was next to impossible, and sellers were just making money hand over fist. Well, everything is sort of reversed now. It's different now, and so Buyers are having the choice. They have all kinds of properties. They have 30,000 properties to choose from. And, and then they'll buy 6,000 of them, and the rest, the other 24,000 will sit there and try to compete with the new listings, because there's going to be there was another 17,000 new listings that came out in July. So, the 17,000 new listings that came out, remember only 6,000 sold. So those old listings that didn't sell, that are sitting on the market, they don't even have a prayer, because there's another 17,000 coming to actually compete. And that's the nature of the marketplace. So once again, sales 61,000. The average price has gone down 5.5%. 5.5% on $1 million is $55,000. So that $1 million home is now worth $945,000, and it's no longer worth $1 million. So what happens is the homeowner who put their home on the market prior to this price drop was hoping for $1 million, but now. And so they listed at, $1,050,000, hoping to negotiate. And, people negotiate. Well, in this market, they do negotiate, but they need great value to even like the property. Yeah. It's got to be great value. And so they put it at $150,000, didn't sell. Now they want to sell. Now they put it at $1 million, but it's only worth $950,000, $945,000 now. And so they're chasing the market downwards. So as they lower their price, they're still above the market value and still not moving, and it's so unfortunate. The other thing is the longer you sit on the market, buyers are looking at it. One of the first questions when they're interested in the home, how long has it been on the market? That's what they want to know. And the longer it's been on, the more negotiation room that they want. And buyers almost don't even care about what market value is. We tell them what it is, but they want a deal. They want better than market value. So that's kind of.
And I also find too, which doesn't, to a lot of buyers out there, they want to know what the person paid for the house and when they bought it. And yeah, I get you want to know that, but that's kind of irrelevant, because what you need to be looking at is what's going on in the market now. It doesn't matter if I bought the house 30 years ago and paid, $10,000 for it. I've had it for 30 years and it's appreciated. I've done work to it. It's worth X amount of dollars right now. But I know I have a few clients that will always say that to me. Oh, yeah, but they're being greedy. They bought it for this, so they probably don't even have a mortgage. They're not being greedy. They just want what the house is worth.
Yeah,
right?
They don't want to give
paid the mortgage payments for 30 years, and they want the value of the home in today's market, right? So I do come across that quite often.
That's one of the things that the buyers who concentrate on something like that are actually not doing themselves any justice, because whether the homeowner is going to make money or lose money is really none of your business. It has nothing to do with you.
It's about you getting the home for good value.
Are you getting it at a value that you feel comfortable with,
right,
and that reflects the marketplace, and are you doing well there? That's really what's important, because next year I'm going to guarantee you that there's going to be a bunch of homes on the market that they paid more for it than what the house is selling for.
So now where are we going to go with that then?
Does that mean that you're going to pay them more? Yeah. So it really, that would not be a question that I would want to educate my buyer to ask. But days on market is certainly a valid one, because it will help to open up and help you to understand the position
location,
of the home, the
condition, and the marketplace.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's three of the main things that you need to look at when you're looking at buying a home. Anything else, you look at something that's, 2 or 3 different communities away or whatever, it may not be relevant. right?
Yeah,
So
that's a hard comparison to make.
Yeah.
Because let's say if the house is in the same community and it's not crossing any major roads, the homes in that area, you can do direct comparison. So if another home of that caliber, let's say the exact same home with relatively the same location within the community. For example, if the house is beside a gas station, and what we're doing right now is we're comparing all the homes are exactly the same. They're all 1,000 square foot bungalows with 3 bedrooms and finished basements. They're exactly the same home. I know this can't happen, but let's just pretend that's what we're comparing so that we don't get off the track too far. So you've got it within a community. Don't cross over any major intersections. And 2 homes that are in similar locations within that community. So, both of them are sitting on a ravine. Both of them are on a cul-de-sac, or both of them are on a busy road, or both of them are beside a gas station. Those homes would have the same value, but if one's beside a gas station, one's on a ravine, they're not going to have the same value, even though they're in the same community. There's going to be more value placed on natural things within the community, ravines, forests, open space, things that are naturally made. Man-made things begin to decrease the value. Man-made things being shopping plazas, bus stations, hydro fields, things of that nature begin to bring down the value. So that's the way to understand how to accept value within a community. But soon as you step out of that community and go over a major intersection into another community, there are a plethora of variables that would alter the value. And so, for example, one small one could be that the new neighborhood is all executive homes versus the old, the neighborhood that we're comparing it with has many different types of homes. So one has all detached homes and the other one has apartment buildings, townhouses, and semi-detaches and detached home. That community is not worth the same value as the executive detached homes, even though the homes may have, the communities may be very similar, the homes may be the exact same with the same upgrades and everything and have the same features and be in the same kind of location, one in one area on the ravine and one in the other area on the ravine. The executive detached area, executive detached just meaning that all of the properties in that neighborhood are all detached, they're all like homes. It holds a higher value than the mixed. So that's really a really important understanding when you're going and buying new homes too. It's a really good thing to know. But then if you cross over one more community and then you start getting, what happens now in order to begin to try to compare those pricing, which is very hard to do and I don't recommend it. It's best to stay within the community. But as soon as you hop over communities, now you have to price both communities at a different time, get your value, and see what the difference is, and then try to translate that difference to today. So if one community, the homes were selling for like $100,000 more, and the values are relatively the same at this point in date and time, then the homes will probably be $100,000 difference. And so that's where it starts to get a little bit complicated. But as Jackie says, stay within the community, don't jump communities, and you'll be fine. I wanted to say this. Oh, did you want to do that?
There's a lot of emails, but go ahead.
No, like I said, new listings are up 5.7% to 17,600 plus new listings, which is a lot of new inventory coming on the market, and that is going to be common from this point on. We're going to start to see a lot of new inventory flooding the marketplace for a variable a huge variable reasons, for a lot of reasons. One being that 5 years ago, today and 5 years ago coming next year, that was the peak of the marketplace where we had, I believe, let me just go back, 127,000 transactions. That's in 2021. So we're starting to approach the 5-year mark for 2021. And those 127,000 transactions that hit the marketplace were at a very high price point, as well as a very low mortgage rate. And so those people's mortgages are coming due, and they won't like what their mortgage payments are going to become. And because the cost of everything has gone up, so we all have less disposable income, and now our mortgage payments will go up to $3,000 or numbers like that. People are just saying it's too much and they need to unload their properties. So we're going to start to see a bunch of new listings hitting the market. Active listings, like I said, were 30,000. That's up 26%. So we're going to continue to see that climb. So anybody who's thinking of selling next year, try to do it this year. That would be the ideal. Sales to new listing ratio is 34.7%, which is clearly in the buyer's range. So it's a buyer's market when it comes to sales versus new listings. And then months of inventory at 4.5 months is actually now starting to pile on and starting to climb. And we're well into the balanced territory and heading with each coming month into the buyer's market. Once we get sales to new listing ratios, the month of inventory, get those two indicators clearly in the buyer's market, that's when you're going to see our marketplace at its all-time low. And days of inventory, be prepared. 41 days is the average time that it takes to sell a home right now in these market conditions. Go ahead, Jack.
Okay, so we got a few, there's people on Facebook watching as well, so I'm trying to load in there to see. Okay, yeah, here we go.
Okay. Shall I go
no, it's
more?
okay. So we got some I was trying to get this going, but I guess I don't know how. Okay, so Linda says, right on, Randy, more sex, less prostate issues. That's true because Linda's a nurse. Linda, you're a fake nurse. Anyways, thanks for that, Linda.
Yes.
Ray says, Randy, why are you a pussy? Be a man, take care of yourself. Good for Jackie. What a wife. Thank you, Ray. Yeah.
He's a hater.
Imagination, David says, well, Carney announced that Canada is on track for his immigration policies. There will be 2.4 million immigrants here in Canada for 2025. That idiot, where are we going to put all of them? What an asshole. That's a lot of people when not even enough housing right now. And listen, I didn't even talk about enough housing, but there's not enough affordable housing, right? So it's one thing to have housing, but if nobody can afford them, then they still can't live in a house, right? And then Jody says, Randy, take care of yourself. We need our comedy night on Tuesday. Miss it, Jody from TO. Thanks, Jody. William says, regardless of how many homes there are available on the market or how much the prices of homes have come down, the down payment, quotations, and prices are still very expensive for the average Canadian. Yes, that, William, is most certainly, I agree with that. The prices are coming down a bit, but it's still, you got to look at the cost of everything else too, right? We're paying more for food, we're paying more for gas, we're paying more for insurance, our household utilities have gone up, everything has gone up. Like, I don't know, I've noticed our water bill, I feel like my water bill is at least doubled. It's like, I swear I paid $400 like last month, and now I got a bill saying I owe another $400. I'm like, what the heck? Like, how? It's a little crazy. I don't water lawn because I don't have lawn, really. So I don't know. But yeah, it's a little shocking at the cost of everything, and it's a little sad out there for sure. So I'm really not sure what the government's going to do to help in any way. They say things, but then in the background, they're not really taking the steps to make it happen, as far as I'm concerned. They talk about, building more houses, but you're not making it more affordable for the builders to get started. You're making them wait. They got to go through all this red tape. They got to pay all these permits and everything. Then all the products that they're using to build the houses is gone up like crazy. So and now they're supposed to sell the homes for less, so not make any profit. So why are they going to build them?
There is absolutely no chance that they can fix the affordability problem.
Right.
Our government can't do it. Without getting too geekish, the problem is it's a federal government that handles immigration. It's municipal government that handles housing. So, when our federal government talks about affordable housing, they're not talking about the real estate market. They're talking about I'd say the ghetto. They're talking about Ontario housing, is what they're talking about. And I don't know how our listeners feel about this, but I don't think Ontario housing fixes anything. I think it causes more trouble, actually, personally, because it groups together, a very interesting group of individuals, and it hasn't worked out good in the past, ever. Look at the areas that are Ontario housing. They're riddled with crime, and so so I'm not really big on that as a solution. And besides that, I don't actually believe that our government can do anything affordable. Well, I shouldn't say anything. Most things they can't do affordable. They can't make it affordable. Their waste, the cost for them to do something, just to have a study to build a house, will probably cost us $100 million. And then they go ahead and build a house for $400,000, but it costs them $2 million. That's our government. That's just the way that lethargic animal moves. And unfortunately, none of us should be able to complain about it, because we all vote our government in. And we vote for our government. We happen to like the government that gives the most free stuff. And I don't know how you can consider it free when your taxes have to go up to pay for it. So it's certainly not free, but it's like a credit card. And it just seems that Canadians like to have a government spending all their money. So that's why your tax bracket is so high. That's why not only do you pay huge personal tax, income tax, but then you have to pay with everything that you buy. And if you were to buy a house, then you'll have to pay $30,000 in land transfer tax, and then you're gonna have to pay property tax of $10,000 a year, and so on. And that's just the way it is. And we voted in, and then we vote in the government that will give the most free stuff. You saw what Trudeau was doing before he left. He was trying to find more money so he could give away more stuff and pay for the free dental and all this stuff that the NDP and the Liberals brought in. And so how are they going to do that? In a couple of different ways. One, they were trying to take away our personal exempt. If you own a property, you don't have to pay tax when you sell it. They're trying to take that away. That didn't work very well. So would they go and attack? Would they attack next? I'm drawing a blank right now.
What?
They changed the percentage for your capital gains tax and basically just stealing money out of people's retirement plans. Everyday people just take it. Okay, no, we're going to confiscate that for the government. Now you're going to pay 20% more in capital gains tax when you sell your investment property, because you know what, you're too rich because you bought an investment property. So you're one of the bad people. It's just really insane. And then we go and vote this stuff back in. And now we want to complain because he's going to run the same policies that they ran for the last 8 to 10 years. They're going to bring back those policies and we're going to complain about them, but we voted them in. It's kind of silly, really. But
Okay.
it is what it is. What I'd like to, you got some more? Okay.
Yeah, I'll do a couple of these. I want to give a shout out to my friend Mona who's watching. Thanks, Mona, from back home. So, hey. Tim says, hello to the Rodneys tonight. Jackie, that high water bill, is Randy giving himself enemas? Well, Tim, I don't know, but he needs to be giving himself something else to help his prostate, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's look in Durham, and what are the most affordable areas in Durham? Number one, you'd have to travel a little bit north. Go up to Brock. Brock is the most affordable with
And you know what? There's a few homes selling up in Brock, I noticed too when I've been on. And there's some nice big homes out there for really
Sure.
affordable
There's
prices.
big homes everywhere. $708,000 is the average price out in Brock.
It's not bad.
So the next most affordable neighborhood is Oshawa. And Oshawa
Ta-da!
has an average
Oshawa.
price of $736,000.
Wow.
And then the next most affordable neighborhood in Durham is Scugog at a average price of $804,000.
What?
The next most affordable area is Clarington, coming in at $840,000. The next most affordable neighborhood is Ajax at $901,000.
Hold on. Whitby
Then-
has surpassed
Then
Ajax.
Pickering, go in order, Jack. Okay, then the next most affordable area is Pickering at $972,000. And then the next affordable area is Whitby at $996,000. And then the most expensive neighborhood to live in Durham is Uxbridge at $1.46 million.
I wasn't trying to go in order. What I was saying
Obviously
is
you
that
weren't.
Whitby should be less expensive than Ajax and Pickering, but we've surpassed
That's
them.
interesting that you say that.
The
knowing
further
that
east you go-
you're a realtor and you live in Whitby.
I'm just
Whitby
saying,
has always
okay,
been
Randy.
the most expensive place to live on that Durham's trip. From Pickering, Ajax, Whitby, Oshawa, Curtis, Whitby has always been the most expensive.
More expensive than
Always,
Pickering.
Always. There's only the west side of Pickering that is actually
Still Pickering.
pricey. Yeah, but it's only part of Pickering. When you average out the whole of Pickering, Whitby is the most expensive place. And you know that, and you've known that for a while.
I know
so,
Whitby probably has the highest property tax.
surprised. It's just one of these moments you're having. You see?
You know what?
You
You're
need-
going to have a moment in a minute.
You need
Because
to-
if I go back and do a ton of research and I see even once that
Jackie
they weren't,
Rodney, are you serious?
I'm
Are you
telling
serious
you.
right now? You need to go for a walk, get yourself a drink or something like water.
I need a
cool your
break.
brain. Yeah,
Right, I need a break.
Because this you've known for a very long time. This isn't new. Whitby's always been.
then I forget.
expensive.
I'm
Okay.
tired. I haven't slept.
Okay, cool. So, so that's it. But if you really wanted to know, if you were like looking for the most affordable places to go, you'd have to go to Dufferin County. Dufferin County, which is Orangeville, would be
Damn,
the place
that's
to
far.
go. Yeah, it's a little bit far to
Yeah.
go to live. And then, after that, you got Durham Region. That's really it. So if you're in the east, you got Durham Region, and if you're in the west, you got Dufferin County. And Dufferin County's average price is $810,000, whereas Durham is $888. Everybody else is more
Uxbridge is
expensive.
actually higher than
Simcoe
Markham.
County is 981. York region is 1.2. Toronto average price is a million. West being 986, East being 988, and Central being 1.1. Wow, those have come down quite a bit actually. Peel region 972, and Halton region at 1.154. So yeah, I'm actually very, very shocked with the Toronto numbers.
Markham as well. Like, look at Markham.
Yeah.
Like, Uxbridge is more
Well, York
expensive
region. York
than,
region's more
Markham.
expensive.
No,
Oh.
Uxbridge is more expensive.
Yeah, but Uxbridge is big land too. Don't forget, eh?
Uxbridge is beautiful.
It's country-like. It's still country-like.
Yeah,
It's starting
it's
to shape.
really
It's starting to
beautiful
change
there.
now, though.
Yeah,
It's
there's
starting
a
to
lot
change.
of
They're gonna put a lot
subdivisions
more
coming
subdivisions
in, but it's still a
And that
beautiful
will-
place to live.
That will level out the price. Take those big homes on big lands and turn them into 100 homes, and it'll start to level out the pricing there. And that's what we're going to see happen.
Bob says, Randy, those home prices are nuts. U.S. houses that are just as big and beautiful are half that. I know.
Yeah, especially if you go to like Texas.
Texas, oh my gosh, you could live like a king.
Yeah, but you got to wear those hats and boots.
No, you don't.
No?
You,
You
don't got
gotta
to.
wear it?
No,
You
do
sure?
not got to at all.
All right.
I'm positive you don't have to.
You're positive.
I'm positive that I do not have to wear cowboy boots if I go there.
Actually, I think cowboy boots are cool, but my feet are so wide it won't work that well. I'll need like a size 18.
Okay, I would really like to see you in cowboy boots. I think
I
that
would've
would
been a
be.
cool cowboy,
I think
actually,
that would
come to
be
think of it.
funny. I think that would be really funny. Yeah.
Cowboy boots, and I'd have to smoke. I'd have to.
Why? Who's-
because
what?
That's the coolest, the Marlboro Man.
What? Okay, how old are you now? 70?
What are you talking about?
Since when is smoking cool?
How- You know I'm not 70. I'm younger
No,
than you.
no, you're 70. If you know the marble and you're going and you're referencing that smoking is cool, you real old man, you'd lying on your birth certificate.
That would be if I was in Texas.
No.
Yeah. And
Don't
you
they-
have to
Don't
smoke
they use
it.
chewing tobacco in Texas?
Huh?
Chewing tobacco.
Chewing tobacco.
That's what you need.
Yeah.
Oh
So-
yeah, that's what you need. Stink of that, yeah. My brother used to chew that when he quit smoking. To really, it was like that stuff and spitting it out everywhere all the time. Ugh, yeah.
Well, that's cool. That's a real man.
That's a real man,
yeah.
hey?
Yeah, that's a real man. I should take that up.
Yeah, maybe you should. You're really healthy right now. Let's go for it.
Yeah. Well, I don't think
That-
chewing tobacco would hurt my diabetes. What do
I
you
don't
think,
know. You
Gary?
end up with something going on in your mouth.
No, that wouldn't affect your diabetes.
There you go, Jack. So we should try it.
No, we.
You
But
find-
you know, it
you
comes
find
in a
that
lot.
attractive?
But it comes in a lot of flavors.
You find that attractive?
No.
No?
But, then you worry about oral cancer and teeth problems and all that
Exactly.
stuff. right?
Minor problems.
You have tongue cancer, and yeah.
Yeah, Randy, you don't want to have any problems with your tongue, wink, wink.
Yeah, it's all I can use now.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see about that. How used that is.
What do you mean?
Just making jokes.
What are you talking about? I don't even know what you're talking about. Yeah. Okay, well, I guess we'll...
So I got a buzz, but I thought was really kind of a fun, weird buzz. So I read today about this house in Vancouver that the house is, they said, appraised at around 6 or 7 million. So it's a huge house. And when you look, and they're giving you like the aerial view, the house is massive. And it's built around all these trees, which is kind of, having it hidden and a lot of privacy. So I guess they hired this contractor to build them a gazebo at the back of their house. And when the story came out, the contractor quit and left. He's $150,000 out. But it turns out that they didn't want him to build a gazebo anymore. They were building a 1,500 square foot accessory home. So I guess after a while, maybe some neighbors or something realized the noise and caught on to what was happening, and they complained to the city. So now it's actually being fought right now that they possibly will have to tear down this 1,500 square foot home that they built at the back of their house because they got no permits, nada. They built this complete house without one permit. So now the city is saying this is an unsafe structure. We don't know how you put this together. We can't see how you put it together because you've completed it. We can't see structure. We can't see wiring, plumbing, nothing. So they're saying that the house has to go. So what do you think of that? Building a whole house around no permits at all?
Yeah, and it's 4 owners, so you would think maybe one of them
Would know
would've
better?
said, hey, listen, you're not allowed to do this.
Or they all said, hey, let's see if we can do this without giving the city any money.
Yeah, but the money that you'd be giving the city is minor.
Yeah, so why then? Like,
compared
why
to-
even do it? Like, it doesn't,
Well,
it
they
has
ripped
no logic at all.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Because you're right, maybe a few thousand you're giving the city, not a big deal, you gotta wait a
Maybe more than
bit.
that.
But if you
10,
look at the
20,
size of their
30,
home,
40, 50.
I don't think they were running out of space. I think they could have waited for permits to come in, like the house is a monster, like it's massive.
15,000 square feet.
No, the house that's on there, it's worth 6 to 7 million. You look at the aerial view, it's a huge house, massive. So it wasn't like, oh, they're running out of space, I would think, and got to hurry and build this. So right now they're fighting the city, and the city is saying, no, it's an unsafe structure and it needs to be torn down. So what a shame, because it's not cheap to build that size of a home. It's really not, to have it finished.
Yeah, I don't actually know if they're fighting the city. I don't think they've shown up to any of the city council
No.
meetings.
I can't remember the complete article, but when I read it, no, one of the owners had said something. Oh, they had said that the contractor was lying and they got ripped off by the
Yeah.
contractor and blah, blah, blah. They were
The
going on about all
contractor
this
was
stuff.
supposed to get the permits.
Yeah, and then the contractor said he wasn't even supposed to be building a house. It was supposed to be a gazebo. So what permits was he getting? So there's a lot of back and forth right now. But they're not going to get away with it. There's no way.
Well, I don't know if I'm believing the contractor personally.
What do you mean?
Well, a gazebo
150,000? He's out for a
doesn't
gazebo?
need insulation, right? Gazebo doesn't have windows. Gazebo
Some
doesn't
do.
use
Some
drywall.
they do enclose
I
with,
haven't.
with screens and windows, especially if you're doing a hot tub or something in there. My brother had one out west.
Yeah, but with insulation and.
No, not insulation. I said windows.
Yeah, no, I'm not buying it. There's too many, in my head anyways, I think what the contractor is doing.
Okay, but Randy.
Is the contractor's trying
Okay.
to protect themselves.
That's fine, but hold on. You know yourself, when you're building something, whoever gets the permit, where does the permit have to be?
Yeah.
In a front window, it has to be visible. So the owner had to have known there was no permit.
Yeah, but I'm not talking
I'm just
about
saying,
that. I think
though.
the owner's lying, and I think the contractor's lying. And that's just my take on it.
And I'd like to know
don't-
the contractor that came in and built the whole house and didn't care about having a permit.
There's a big difference.
They're definitely not
between a
actual
gazebo.
licensed, I would say. Because if you're licensed, you wouldn't do that.
Yeah, there's a big difference between building a gazebo and building
No,
a
I'm not saying
house.
that though, Randy, but-
I'm just saying, Jack, they're not even, I wouldn't even classify them in the same category.
But I'm not saying, I'm asking
So
you,
then,
I'm not asking you,
so
I'm
then
saying, I'm
I
making a
don't think you're gonna
statement.
trick your contractor to think he's building a gazebo and then, haha, it's a house. I'm just not buying it. So,
Okay, but what
yeah.
about the
I think
next
he's lying.
contractor that comes in and builds a house without a permit? they can actually be fined or even lose their license if they're an electrician, plumber. You can't,
Right.
you're liable for all
Right.
this stuff.
That's why he's lying.
Who's lying?
The contractor, Jack, stick with the story.
The contractor left, he didn't do it. I'm talking about the new contractor that actually built the house.
I don't think they're talking about an old contractor. They're talking about the contractor that did
No.
the majority of the
Okay,
work.
I
Jack.
can look it up.
You
I
look
can
it
tell
up.
you
Like,
now.
it just makes no sense. Half of
And Catherine says, hey, glad to have Jackie and Randy back. We hope Randy gets better with his health problems. Thank you very much. I'm going to bring that email
You
up.
can bring it. You can bring up that thing, but it doesn't make sense that they're going to talk about a contractor that they had that he did. You know, the 4 pillars or whatever of it, form of a gazebo, and then he quit, and then they somehow finished it. And they're talking about that original contractor. There's no way. The story doesn't.
Okay,
None
I
of
gotta
that makes
find the
sense.
story.
So what I think happened, the guy went, he built the damn thing. He built it without a permit. The homeowners wanted to build it without a permit. Contractor was stupid. And then he had to come up with a reason
Here it is.
and a lie that would work so he doesn't lose his license.
0 inspections, 0 permits. This is the house.
Yeah.
It's a massive house.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. A gazebo doesn't look like that. So what gazebo has 5 bedrooms? Like, come on, man. This is just the story
West
just doesn't make
Vancouver.
sense. I think the contractor's lying. I think they're both sketchy, the contractor and the owners. And the owners are lying through their teeth.
Yeah, the owners
and so
didn't
is the
show up at the
contractor.
meeting.
Exactly. And why would they not show up? You know, I'm just saying, it's a sketchy, the whole thing is sketchy. And there's no way that contractor is that stupid. I'm not a contractor, but I definitely know there's a huge difference between a mansion and a pergola or a gazebo. Like, let's get real. How many bathrooms are in a gazebo? You know, fireplaces, foundation. Like, come on, man. Yeah, anyways. Yeah, so I'll let you read through that and learn that what I'm telling you is right. And I will go on January stats here. So we got January, February, March, April, May. The market continued to increase in terms of average price. June, July, the market has started its descent. So January, February, March, April, and May, we've seen prices increase on the average price. Okay?
One of them is a cardiologist.
But then June and July, the prices went down. So right now we're looking at the average price being falling back to below 2021 prices.
Okay, hold on. I want
Mm-hmm.
to just tell you this part. So the original contractor actually has a written contract that says the owner shall provide the building permits.
Yeah, I believe that.
He said he walked away with 30% complete.
Okay.
Has the initial project appeared to expand in square footage and height?
Yeah, from a gazebo to a 5-bedroom mansion or whatever.
Oh,
many
he says
bedrooms
they
it
ended
is.
up finishing the building on their own. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. So right now, the average price in July is $1,051,000. So it looks like by the time we get to the end of the year, we may, or definitely by next year, we're going to be looking at an overall market average price of below $1 million. So the prices would have declined a fair amount. We're looking at the Bank of Canada interest rate at 2.75 right now, which is pretty much, you know, an extremely low historical rate. I know we are used to lower rates. However, it's not really too practical. And I think right now, given the interest rate and after everything sort of clears up next year or clears out next year, we'll be dealing with the aftermath of that. And if rates continue to stay low, then we may be starting to see a healthy real estate market return. But we really don't know until we have gone through the tough times, which are now and next year. Next year will definitely be the crescendo
Yeah.
of the real estate downturn.
Oh, another email, sorry. Do you know what we noticed? Randy always thinks people are lying when stuff is reported, or people write in about things, etc. Does this guy believe anything? Yeah, Randy, do you believe anything?
Well,
Or do you second guess everything that you don't say?
who is that? Howard. Okay, Howard. So,
I agree with Howard.
yeah, sure.
Explain yourself.
Well, you just read the article and you got nothing to say. So obviously, I must have been right.
No, no,
Or
no.
You would have been clowning out.
You
whatever.
said that you didn't believe the contractor, but he has
I-
a written
I do
contract
not.
that says they were supposed to get permits.
No, I understand, but that's not what he said. He didn't say they were supposed to get permits. That's not what you. What was said was that he was building a gazebo.
Yes, and he said as he went there and started to work, they kept expanding it into something
I
different.
understand, but
That's
in
what
the
he said.
contract, he said that the owners are supposed to get the permits. The permits to build a gazebo? No, the permits to build a house. That's why I'm saying.
No, you know for a fact
Mm-hmm.
that if you build a structure in your backyard and you put a roof on it, you
Mm-hmm.
have to have a permit,
Yes,
right?
right.
Okay, so you're saying they didn't need a permit for a gazebo that has a roof on it. A gazebo has a roof on it. So is it different now?
It depends on
No,
the size.
no. Oh, really?
Yeah, if it's
Oh,
less,
okay,
if
okay.
it's less than 108 square feet, then you don't need
Okay.
a permit for it.
Okay, but that was probably more than 100 square feet. But you
Right.
just said
But
you
the
don't
point-
need.
the point-
No, the point is you said you don't need a permit for a gazebo.
Okay, Jack.
And I just proved you wrong.
Well, no, let's let you prove yourself right. Okay, so this gazebo has how many bathrooms, Jack?
Who talked about bathrooms
I'm
in the
asking you.
article?
Well,
Nobody
it's-
talked about bathrooms.
No, but they built a house.
Yes.
So he said he,
He
built
didn't,
it to
though.
30.
He walked away.
Jackie, I just need you to just take off your argument.
I think they're all lying, but anyways.
That's what I said, and you were saying no. So let's take off your argumentative hat,
Hmm.
and let's take off that hat that doesn't know that Whitby is one of the most expensive places to live. Let's take off these
okay,
hats.
now he's
and
throwing
let's-
shade because he
Right.
knows he made a mistake
No,
with the permit and the
no.
gazebo. Oh, yeah,
so
you
Jackie,
are.
I need
You're
you to
throwing
explain to
shade.
me how many gazebos you've been in that have a front door with bathrooms and bedrooms. How many gazebos have you been in like that? Never mind the size of
I
this
don't
thing.
know, I'm
It's
sure they're out
12,000
there.
square feet. Yeah, exactly. And then now you want this guy's coming. He's building a place with bathrooms and front door and garage and this stuff, and it's a gazebo. Like, give me a break.
They may have called them in originally and said they wanted a gazebo. Then maybe they said, oh, you know what, we want to do this.
my.
And then he said, get the, hey, I'm
Honestly,
being devil's advocate here,
no, You're
okay?
being worse than devil's advocate. You sounded like honestly you don't have
We're
a clue.
out of time anyways.
You don't have a clue.
Yeah, okay, Mr.
Honestly.
Yeah,
A gazebo.
You're right.
You'd have to
Howard
be a
said
total
it best.
jackass.
Howard said it best.
Like, give me a break. Oh yeah, I'm gonna build a gazebo. They'll just add a bathroom over here.
We're out of time.
And hey, add a garage to the gazebo.
Okay, mister, you got one thing wrong, okay? You got one thing
What was
wrong.
that?
That you said you don't need a permit for a gazebo.
No, I never said that.
Oh, what? This is recorded.
That's not.
Mike, did he say you don't need a permit for a gazebo, Mike?
Yeah, I think he did.
Ah!
108
No,
square
no,
foot.
no,
Okay,
no.
fair enough,
No,
fair enough.
liar.
Fair enough.
Liar, pants on fire,
That's it.
and we're out of time.
You don't.
Take us
You
out.
don't need a gazebo for 108.
I'm so glad this is
108 square
taped.
feet gazebo. Okay.
That's correct.
All right.
Yeah, but you never
So-
said that first. Your comment was, "Who
Just
you
'cause
don't
you
need."
talk
No,
louder-
no, Randy.
just 'cause
He
you
Mike
talk
just said
louder
no.
doesn't
Take us
make it
out,
right.
anyways. You
This is your
fibber.
home. our money. This is your home, your money, and our lives on realityradio101.com. Bye for now.
Thank you for listening to Your Home, Your Money with your hosts, Randy and Jackie Rodney, right here on Reality Radio 101.